I'm Grif RoboDangr. Welcome to GRR ASS, where I recap dumb horror movies and rant about the dumb things that happen in them. GRR ASS stands for Grif RoboDangr Rants About Scary Stuff. It also stands for Grif RoboDangr Recaps a Stupid Story. And this stupid story is the 1980 killer Santa Claus movie, To All a Good Night. If you think you can handle the dumb, let's get started. Skeletronico, start the movie. So we're at a finishing school for girls, 2 years in the past. It starts with some girl getting chased around the house by a bunch of other girls. She's scared shitless, even though it's the same girl she goes to school with every day. I guess because they're carrying fake axes or whatever. Anyway, she's so scared she falls off the balcony. Did you spot the dummy? I'll give you a hint. It's the thing that's arms don't flail or move in any way, even though it's supposed to be a girl plummeting to her death. So yeah, this girl dies. So we jump ahead 2 years. It's Christmas vacation. Most of the girls are getting picked up by their families. These are the girls that stay behind at the school during Christmas break because apparently their families don't love them. This is Mrs. Jensen. She's the cook.
Hey, Mrs. Jensen, what'd you fix?
Stew. And for dessert, cherry pie.
Oh!
My favorite. My favorite. My favorite.
But she's also acting as the temporary caretaker for the girls.
Mrs. Calvin called. She won't be back until after the weekend. In the meantime, I'll be looking out after you.
We get a scene where the killer is looking at a photo of the dead girl to establish motive. The girls eat dinner. We have Leah, the brash ringleader, who's apparently a ballerina or something. There's the flirty girl, Melody. We have a British girl, Trisha. The girl who loves pie, Sam. And the shy, sweet, innocent girl, Nancy. Ringleader Leah has this whole plan.
And with Mrs. Calvin gone for the weekend, we are going to have one hell of a time. TJ is coming up with a few of his friends tonight.
Oh, how nice.
Huh?
Pass the stew. Pass the stew. Pass the stew. What time are they coming?
Midnight.
He's flying.
And his father's plane, stupid.
God bless airplanes.
I'm sure that when the Wright brothers created the idea for an airplane, their first thought was, how can we deliver a bunch of horny dudes to a school full of horny girls? Mission accomplished.
The pie.
I think I'm going crazy.
What's the matter?
Not enough pie.
Now, why didn't I think of that?
Damn it. How did I miss that zinger? Not enough pie. One of the greatest jokes I've ever heard. And I blew it. I let Leah get all the cred. I'm gonna be kicking myself for weeks. Oh yeah, and there's also this girl upstairs. Her boyfriend's waiting outside, and I guess he's getting stabbed or something. And so does she. We meet blonde Will Ferrell, who is the groundskeeper at the school, and just wanders into girls' bedrooms unannounced.
Miss Samantha asked me to look in on the plants. It's our duty to take care of the plants. God put them here to give us pleasure.
So apparently he's a dendrophiliac.
Oh, by the way, Mrs. Jensen cooked out some cherry pie and stew. Better hurry on down before it's all gone.
I like cherry pie.
Oh, dear. So much stew left over.
But they ate the shit out of that cherry pie.
I got the stuff.
Anyway, Leah has this whole plan to drug Mrs. Jensen's milk, so she passes out early. That way they can sneak the dudes in.
She'll sleep for 10 or 12 hours, guaranteed. She may even sleep forever.
They make sweet little Nancy bring in Mrs. Jensen's drugged up milk. And it's finally midnight. And the plane is arriving. Wait, is that supposed to be midnight? So the girls go out and meet them and... Wait, why is it so bright out? Didn't it just look like this?
Oh, Ralph.
You shouldn't be out here at night like this. It's dangerous.
Oh, it's all right, Ralph.
It's okay, Ralph. It's actually only 4 in the afternoon, so we're fine.
Take my flashlight.
Thanks a lot, Ralph. Otherwise, I couldn't see shit in this completely pitch black darkness. So they meet up with the guys on the plane. 2 of them are wearing Santa costumes. There's also TJ, who has some choice words for his pilot.
Stay with the plane, okay?
We got room for him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't. Stay with the plane.
They have their epic party.
Vagabond, running only makes you see. I don't sing so good.
Which Leah and TJ completely skip to go do it, which leaves the other 4 girls and 3 dudes. Guitar hero, floral shirt, and nerdy dude.
I'll go get us a couple of beers.
Hurry.
Will you stop messing around and seduce me like a man? Oh, Tom, take that bloody mask off.
Note where everyone is at when Trisha leaves to get beers, particularly Tom in the floral shirt. So in the 30 seconds or whatever it takes to go to the kitchen and open the fridge, she thinks Tom managed to get out of his chair, step around Flirty Girl, put on a full Santa costume and mask, and get to the kitchen himself, All to surprise her when it's clear this is a dude that, despite desperately wanting a beer, he's too damn lazy to go get himself. So she gets killed.
Take me to bed.
Nancy leaves the party and runs into blonde Will Ferrell, who's still walking around indoors with head shears.
We're just having a little party, Ralph.
It's late and you should be in bed.
She should be in bed? Dude, you should be clocked out. It's like 2 in the morning at this point, and you're still creeping around. Seriously, what sort of shift does this guy work? He's a frickin' groundskeeper.
And lock your door, too. I want you to be safe, Nancy.
Yeah, I heard there was a creepy weirdo walking around the house with giant hedge scissors. Meanwhile, back at the party...
Where the hell's Trisha with the beer?
Maybe she left you.
With my charm? No charm.
Tom sure is funny.
So Tom goes off to record his Netflix comedy special, or go to the kitchen and find Trisha. So instead of searching the house, he decides to check outside. A fight ensues. Then Santa kills him with a giant boulder. Santa takes the time in his murder spree to carefully bury the bodies, even though it's midnight in the middle of nowhere, and he could probably just hide them in the woods somewhere until he was, he missed. Back inside, Guitar Boy Blake and Sam make out.
Exactly what I had in mind.
I think I had too much to drink.
Half a beer?
Hold up. Keep an eye on Guitar Boy throughout this scene.
Well, I think you better show me to my room.
Exactly what I had in mind.
I think I had too much to drink.
Half a beer?
Nope.
So Melody and Nerdy Guy Alex leave, and these two play chase. First in the main room they were already in. Then they run through another room for like a minute. Then they go back to the main room to do it. Nancy's still awake. She's outside watching him through the window like some sort of total pervert. She leaves to go dip her fingers in the pool, which means she conveniently misses this next part. Hold up. So that room they were all hanging out where the dude was playing the guitar, that suit of armor was sitting there the whole time. So those two left that room for like a minute, 2 minutes tops, because they just basically ran out, goofed around for a couple seconds, then went back to that room with the suit of armor, right? So you're going to tell me this dumbass killer snuck into that room, decided to put on this big old suit of armor, and just sit there and wait for however long it took him to do it before he decided, yeah, I think I've seen enough, and crossbow, blah, blah, blah. You shitting me here? Like, what? First of all, I don't even think you could put on the armor that fast. I mean, it's all heavy, there's many pieces. Even if you had help, it's going to be really tricky to get all that damn armor on there. Second of all, that's a display piece. You know, if it's actual wearable armor, it's got to be sitting on like an armor stand of some sort. So that means this killer had to just take all this crap off the display stand and get it all assembled so he could put it on really quietly for 2 minutes. Third, the crossbow is shown up in the window, but somehow this killer, wearing a full set of clanky armor with limited visibility, can discreetly reach up, grab the crossbow, aim it, again, limited visibility, and get the perfect shot. Fourth, that perfect shot makes no sense. Look at the angle of trajectory from where the crossbow is. How does it come from his head that way when he's standing there? What the hell kind of physics is that supposed to be? And finally, why? Why would you go to all that effort? Why would you get into a giant suit of armor and just stand there and wait? I mean, either way, they're distracted. They're having sex. You could just sneak up at any point. Just you get a knife, you can get a hammer, you go get the rock that you smashed that dude with. You could smash them both at the same time. You could do whatever you wanted. I mean, you just picked the most convoluted thing to do, to get into a frickin' suit of armor just to stand there and wait for that moment to get the guy with the cross. You could have shot the guy with the crossbow from the other room and then just ran in with the axe and chopped her head off. There was like 100 other ways, much easier ways than sitting there waiting in a suit of armor to just kill him. Dumb. Whatever. So anyway, Nancy goes back to her room with her milk, and blonde Will Ferrell sneaks into her bedroom window because that's some shit groundskeepers are supposed to do, right?
Something is wrong. Something is happening here.
What do you mean, Ralph?
Yes, Ralph, be specific.
I know when something is wrong.
Oh, you're just pulling things out of your ass.
You must pray. Pray so the devil won't claim you for one of his own.
Or maybe Hear me out here, Ralph. You bring me some sharp garden utensils so I can actually defend myself. So anyway, over in the other room...
Imagine, I get to do a first-timer. Come here, you.
I'm all right here.
You'll be better over here.
I really have to be going to bed.
Exactly where do you think I'm trying to put you?
Well, what I mean is...
Eventually, female Pepe Le Pew gets her way and Alex relents. Outside, Santa buries more bodies, and it's suddenly the next morning. Mrs. Jensen is awake now and apparently doesn't care that there's suddenly a bunch of dudes there, so I guess they drugged her for nothing.
It's a dynamite day. Let's have a picnic.
So the gang has their classy PBR and fruit picnic. So now that Alex has had the sex, he's a player now. He's still flirting with Melody, but also hitting on Nancy,
You're cute.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
who he starts playfully chasing around. Oh, looks like Ralph forgot to pray. So Detective Polanski shows up.
But from the way Kramer was found, it's obvious what happened.
Oh wow, he's already figured it out.
Well, who would ever want to kill Ralph Kramer?
Well, that's what I'm going to find out.
Oh, so you don't know anything. He grabs Nancy's face for what seems like forever. It's like she's a magnet for inappropriate weirdos.
I'm going to leave 2 of my men here around the clock.
The 2 cops show up. They're warned not to screw around with the schoolgirls.
I want this place patrolled around the clock. You put your hand on any of these little fillies and I'll personally change your vocal pitch.
I got a definite feeling we got no opportunity for advancement.
What we all need is a good hearty meal. I'll start dinner.
Something's happened to the others, I know it.
Oh, come off it. Just because Weird Ralph's got himself murdered doesn't mean something's happened to the others.
Yeah, don't be an idiot, Melody. Just because someone is murdered on the same night that half of our friends have mysteriously disappeared, even though they don't have access to a car and they seem to be miles away from anything.
Don't go getting crazy for nothing.
Exactly, it's nothing.
Well, we've got to do something.
Yeah, we have to do something about the thing that is nothing.
Do you really believe we're in danger?
Yes.
Just because the others didn't come back?
They're never coming back.
I don't believe this. You're all crazy.
Wait, didn't she just say...
Something's happened to the others, I know it.
Make up your minds, people.
I don't know what to think.
Clearly.
Mrs. Jensen, I think we're in quite a bit of danger.
Danger?
Uh-huh.
Why should we be in any danger?
Ralph was murdered. The man who murdered him could still be around.
Dear. That must be why the chief left the policeman here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if Ralph was murdered, that must mean he's dead.
No one will get smart with me.
I'm sure they won't.
How about some more of my special cranberry jello surprise?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Nobody wants that bullshit. If it's not cherry pie, you can f*** off. So the 70s cop flirts with Leah. The other cop is actually doing his job, patrolling for a potential killer, and runs into a weirdo in a Santa outfit. So naturally, he's suspicious this may be the killer. Nah, I'm just kidding.
The hell are you doing up here in that dumb outfit?
Sure doesn't feel much like Christmas.
I'll take care of that.
Assuming your idea of Christmas is getting hit on by an awkward dude that just had sex with your friend the night before.
You are beautiful.
So beautiful that I need to take my glasses off so I can see you less. So 70s cop has sex with Leah. Ew. She understandably goes to take a shower, but she finds Sam's head from the night before. I guess they forgot to bury that. Santa surprises her. Also, 70s cop gets stabbed. These two decide to go for a walk. They stop by a random tree to make out. A wire starts ripping out TJ's throat. It's Santa who is up in the tree. Hold up. So this killer climbs this one specific tree on the off chance that somebody happens to leave the house and wander around and then stop and make out at that specific tree. I mean, there are shit tons of trees in this place. Have you seen it? They're in the middle of a frickin' forest. There's a lot of trees. Even if they had said, "Hey, want to go make out by the tree?" doesn't necessarily mean that he would have known what tree it was. The fact that they don't even say they're going to make out by a tree, they're just going for a walk. I mean, hell, he doesn't even know they're going to leave the house. So was his plan just to climb a tree and just sit there and wait and hope that maybe somebody was going to show up and hang out right below that tree? I mean, he could have been there all night. And he does it in a full Santa outfit, which, that doesn't seem very convenient. I feel like the killer is just making really terrible decisions, but somehow being rewarded for it. Melody runs away back to the house. She tells them what happened. They go upstairs and they find the dead cop and the head in the shower. The girls hear singing, so they go out to the hall to find Leah, who Santa apparently didn't kill for some reason. She's lost her mind and is just dancing around like a weirdo. I would say they're trying to make her look like a suspect, but Santa shows up a second later. Melody is all F you guys and takes off, and then the killer chooses this moment to do their big reveal.
Mrs. Jensen!
You killed my baby.
Naturally, Mrs. Jensen's daughter was dead balcony girl.
This is my first year here. I don't even know her.
I mean, if you give me a second, I can go upstairs and I can get my transcript.
You were there!
Never mind, I guess we're doing this. Nancy clonks Mrs. J over the head, but then runs and hides under a bed instead of just leaving. Maybe this was a good idea because Santa goes outside. We cut to Melody hauling ass through the woods. You better watch out, Santa might be hiding up in one of those trees. Turns out she's running to the airfield where the pilot is sleeping under the plane.
Move, you drunken slut! Move, or we're gonna die!
That's a bit judgmental for somebody you met 2 days ago and spent a total of 5 minutes with. He needs to fix the generator, but then they hear engine noises. Uh-oh, Santa's in the cockpit. Somehow, in this big open airfield, he snuck past them in a bright red Santa outfit and got into the plane. He also apparently knows how airplanes work. Anyway, the propeller chops up the pilot and Melody. Back at the house, Leah's still dancing around like a lunatic. Nancy gets a knife and goes upstairs, presumably to find her transcript so Mrs. J stops trying to kill her. But Mrs. Jensen is waiting. Turns out that railing was also one of the girls responsible for her daughter's death. They wrestle, Nancy runs away, Mrs. J finds her on the balcony. But history repeats itself and Mrs. J ends up like her daughter. Nancy, I guess, pushed her or something? They don't actually show what happened. So Nancy goes off to cry, presumably because she knows she's never going to be able to taste Mrs. Jensen's delicious cherry pie ever again. But another Santa shows up, carrying Mrs. J's body. It turns out to be Detective Polanski, who is Mrs. Jensen's husband, I guess, and the dad of Dead Balcony Girl. He tries to strangle Nancy, but Alex shows up. Wait, where the hell was he this whole time? The last time we saw him was in the bathroom when they found the head. He's been gone for like a half hour of real time. Was he in the bathroom this whole time? Was he shitting out cranberry surprise? Anyway, he has a crossbow. Apparently he found extra arrows somewhere. He manages to kill Polanski without hitting Nancy, which seems like a minor miracle.
Leah!
It's all over.
We've got to go back for Leah!
Let's send somebody back for her.
Yeah, that's probably the right call. Okay, so Mrs. Jensen and the detective are the killers. What? Hold up. So Mrs. Jensen was the cook. She's been there for a while, apparently. They all know her very well. So she's been the cook there for a while. And in fact, she cooked all these same girls dinner just the night before. She cooked them cherry pie, and they love that cherry pie. They ate the shit out of that cherry pie. That was some good cherry pie, apparently. Everybody loved the cherry pie.
My favorite.
Everybody that she ended up killing pretty much ate that cherry pie. So why didn't she just poison the cherry pie? Why don't you poison the stew? Why don't you poison the whole meal? I mean, boom, they're all dead. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to trudge around in a Santa outfit. You don't have to put a frickin' suit of armor on. You don't got to chase people around with a boulder or learn how to operate an airplane. You just murder them and boom, they're all dead. Gah, what the fuck? Or, in the very least, drug their food and then maybe, I don't know, take their bodies and throw them off the balcony. That's kind of more poetic justice for how your daughter was killed, even though none of these people had anything to do with it, apparently. And come to think of it, why was it 2 years after her daughter's death? Like, what happened the year before? It's kind of weird that you just decide to snap and go apeshit like 2 years later. Like, the first year I could see you being totally triggered by all the Christmas decorations and stuff, and you're like, oh, my daughter died at a Christmas thing, and it's freaking out and blah. And then we have Polanski. So this guy is actually a real detective. I mean, he has cops he's assigning to the house, but he doesn't make any sense either. First of all, why would you assign cops to the house? Why would you even do that? Half the people don't think there's even a threat. He's trying to convince them there's a threat. And why would he make the call to bring those cops there? That's just 2 more people he has to kill. And there are 2 more people that have guns. When he came out of the woods, that cop could have easily shot him. He should have shot him. I mean, it's a creepy dude in a Santa outfit on a crime scene. But he didn't and he got killed. But why would Polanski put himself and his wife at risk by bringing actual armed policemen to the scene that they know they still have more people to murder? Assuming they would have got away with this, think of all the paperwork that's involved with that. And here's the other thing. Did they bring the Santa outfits or did they just take those 2 dude Santa outfits? I mean, it kind of feels like they just took those 2 dude Santa outfits and decided, hey, you know what, this fits our whole Christmas motif. Were they not going to do the Christmas outfits before? Also, their whole strategy didn't make sense. The first night, they're really careful. They're burying all the bodies, they're sneaking around. Then the second night, they're just leaving heads in the shower, hoping people will find it. I mean, they just seem to change their strategy halfway through. Why, I don't know. And they never explain why Leah, of all people, was spared. I mean, we're talking about a person who drugged her cook, organized a whole orgy at the house. If anybody was involved in that prank, it was probably Leah. It sure shit wasn't Nancy. She's drinking milk at the party. She wouldn't even touch the PBRs, for Christ's sake. For all my bitching, though, I actually kind of like the movie. I mean, it's dumb as shit, but that was to all a good night. And to all of you, a good night. A good day. Or whenever you're watching this. I don't know. And if you like this video and you want to see other stupid stuff, check out my channel. Go subscribe. Whatever. Otherwise, until next time, later, Danger Seekers.